London is a magical city filled with cobblestone streets, so many pubs, and an endless array of activities. You could stay in London for weeks and not see everything that the city has to offer. So putting together a one-day itinerary is honestly super challenging, but if you have a long layover in London or only have limited time to spend here, this is going to allow you to see all of the main touristy sites in one itinerary. Since I live here now, I have tons of in-depth itineraries, pros and cons, informational videos, all of that coming soon. So make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on those. This one-day itinerary by taking the tube to the Westminster stop. This tube station has one of the most incredible views when you exit. You literally walk up the stairs and Big Ben is just right there. So take a walk around both Big Ben and the Palace of Westminster to see the different sides and all the different photo opportunities. Pro tip, if you walk up Great George Street, you'll see some red telephone booths lining the streets, and they are perfect photo opportunities with the telephone booth and then Big Ben in the background. Next, walk across the street to see Westminster Abbey, which is this stunning church that has been the location of all the royal coronations of the English and British monarchs since the year 1066. There's even a nice little grass area in front of the church, so you could plop down there for a few minutes and just soak in the views of both Big Ben and Westminster Abbey. Once you're ready to keep moving, you're going to walk through St. James's Park to get to Buckingham Palace. I compare this park to New York's Central Park. It's massive and absolutely beautiful. You could spend hours in this park. You could get lost trying to see everything. So take the scenic route, walk along the ponds, see the birds, people watch, find cool photo ops. It's seriously a magical place that you don't want to rush and just, get through. You could even grab something from a bakery nearby and find a nice place to sit down, eat, and enjoy. Eventually, once you get to the end of the park, you'll arrive at Buckingham Palace, which I'm sure you all know is the official residence of the UK's monarch since 1837, and it is stunning. It has 5 floors, 775 rooms, and 40 acres of gardens. Admire it from the outside, snap some photos. There are some guided tours you can join that take you inside, but it's only certain times of the year since the royal family are currently living there. There's also something called the Changing of the Guard ceremony that happens every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday at 10:45 a.m. and lasts about 45 minutes. It's basically exactly as it sounds. It's the guards changing place or relieving one another from duty, but there is a traditional way to do it. I remember going to watch it on my first trip to London when I was studying abroad 7 years ago, and it was cool, but super, super crowded. You are packed like sardines trying to watch this thing, so if you want to see that, just know that's most likely how it's going to be. Once you're done at the palace, walk the Mall, which is just a tree-lined street rather than walking back through the park, so you can kind of see something new, and you'll end up at Trafalgar Square. The square's name commemorates the Battle of Trafalgar, which was the British naval victory over France and Spain in the Napoleonic Wars back in October of 1805. In the middle of the square, you'll see a huge column with a sculpture of Admiral Nelson on top. Nearby, there's a bronze statue of King Charles I from 1633, and it was also the home of the Royal Mews, where the stables, horses, and carriages of the royal household were kept until 1820. From here, you're gonna walk up to Piccadilly Circus, which is only a 10-minute walk. Piccadilly Circus is an icon of modern-day London with its large display signs and a fountain in the middle of this road junction. I think it's worth going to just because of how famous it is, but I do want to set your expectations correctly. I was told it was comparable to New York's Times Square, and it absolutely is not. It only has a few big screens, and Times Square is just filled with screens, and it's a super unique experience. So just know if you've been to Times Square before, it's not on the same level at all, but it's still worth going and snapping a photo of. Next, you'll head to Leicester Square. I know I'm saying that wrong, but it's one of London's best known public squares and a hub for entertainment. It's the city's prime location for hosting celebrity events, movie premieres, and things like that. Then you'll continue walking in that same direction, and you'll soon be walking through the beautiful neighborhood of Covent Garden. Wander the streets here, snap some beautiful photos of the beautiful buildings, and slowly make your way to the 7 Dials Market to grab lunch, which is this super cool indoor food hall or food market with about 20-ish different food shops and 2 bars inside. It kind of reminds me of Grand Central Market in LA, where you can literally get any type of cuisine, so it's perfect if you're with multiple people. Everyone can get what they want. I highly recommend the bao place there. The lunch special is 10 pounds, I believe. Comes with 2 baos, 2 gyozas, and a salad. Best baos I've had in London so far. Incredible. Once you're done, you'll head right up the street for a cute photo op at Neil's Yard. Just this cute, colorful hidden gem. Not really much to do there, but I think it's worth stopping at to snap some photos since you're right there eating at the market. Next, you'll walk up to Oxford Street to do some shopping. This is the main shopping area in London, so walk up and down the street. I'm sure you'll find any store that you're looking for, including a 4-story Primark, which is my favorite shop here. I'm addicted to going shopping at Primark since it has such cute stuff for so cheap. Highly, highly recommend. Next, you have a longer walk down to the riverfront to Whitehall Gardens. It'll take you about 30 minutes, or you could hop on the Bakerloo tube line at Oxford Circus and ride it for 3 stops to Embankment, which will only take 7 minutes. Just a heads up, if you want to take any method of public transportation in London, it's super easy. All you have to do is use contactless payment, so a tap to pay card or Apple Pay, and then you tap when you get on and off the tube, and it'll charge you based on how many zones you crossed. And for the bus, same thing, you just tap when you get on and it's a flat fee no matter how many zones you cross. So don't be intimidated to take the bus or any method of public transportation here. It's so well connected and so easy to use. So anyways, you get down to Whitehall Gardens and then walk along the river to get to the Golden Jubilee Bridge. Walk across it for great views of the London Eye and Big Ben on the river. Then you'll walk alongside the river on the opposite side and get right next to the London Eye. I personally wouldn't spend the £26 to actually go up there because I think that's crazy expensive, but if you want to, now would be the time. You'll get great views of London from up above, or if you choose not to go up, just keep walking along the river until you get to the Westminster Bridge and you can get some great photos of Big Ben from across the river. Then you finish up the day walking across the Westminster Bridge, back to Westminster Tube Station, and you've made a full loop. Of course, there are a million other things to do and see in London, including some other top touristy things like walking across the Tower Bridge, seeing the Tower of London, or Princess Diana's house in Kensington Gardens. And some non-touristy things like all the food markets and parks spread around the city. Like I said in the beginning of the video, the amount of things you can do in London is just endless. You could spend weeks here and not see it all. I've been here for almost 3 months and I'm still just scratching the surface, so make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all the in-depth London videos coming soon. Now let's take a look at the reasons why I decided to move here and why I think you should too.